Is your car feeling a bit off lately? Hesitating when you pull away from a light, chugging fuel like it's free? Or maybe it's just lost that punch you know it should have. Before you start bracing for a catastrophic engine or transmission bill, what if I told you the culprit could be a tiny, often overlooked sensor? I'm talking about the mass airflow sensor, or MAF sensor. And the best part is you can often diagnose and even fix the problem yourself right in your driveway before ever handing your keys to a mechanic. Stick around, because I'm going to walk you through the 6 dead giveaways of a failing MAF sensor and show you exactly how to tackle it without getting ripped off. First up, the most dramatic and frankly the most alarming symptom. Let's call this the smoke signal of impending doom. If you've noticed black smoke puffing out of your exhaust, especially when you step on the gas to climb a hill or overtake someone, you need to pay close attention. That black cloud isn't just for show, it's unburnt fuel. It's a clear sign that your engine's air-to-fuel mixture is dangerously rich. The MAF sensor's job is to tell the engine's brain, the ECU, how much air is coming in so it can add the perfect amount of fuel. When the sensor fails, it might incorrectly report that very little air is entering the engine. The ECU, trying to be helpful, compensates by dumping in way more fuel than needed. The result is that black, sooty smoke. This isn't just an emissions issue. That rich mixture can destroy your catalytic converter, a repair that could easily run you anywhere from $900 to over $1,800. Ignoring that black smoke is like ignoring a fire alarm because you don't feel like getting up. You need to act fast. So what exactly is this little troublemaker? The mass airflow sensor, or MAF, is essentially the lungs nervous system for your engine. As air rushes in through your intake, it flows over a delicate heated wire or film inside the sensor. The amount of air flowing past cools this element down, and the sensor measures the electrical current required to keep it at a constant temperature. This data tells the engine's computer precisely, down to the gram, how much air is entering the combustion chambers. Based on this single data point, the computer calculates the perfect amount of fuel to inject. When this balance is right, your engine runs smoothly, efficiently, and cleanly. But when the MAF sensor gets dirty or starts to fail, it sends faulty data. The computer is now flying blind. It might inject too much fuel, causing that black smoke we just talked about, or it might inject too little, starving the engine of power. It's a tiny part, but its role is absolutely critical to your engine's health and performance. Now for the symptoms your wallet will notice long before you see any smoke. Has your car suddenly developed a drinking problem? Are you visiting the gas station way more often, even though your driving habits haven't changed? A failing MAF sensor is one of the most common causes of a sudden drop in fuel economy. When the sensor sends incorrect, low airflow readings, the engine runs rich. It's constantly getting more fuel than it can properly burn. An engine that normally gets, say, 7 liters per 100 kilometers could suddenly start guzzling 10 or 11 liters for the same distance. That's a huge jump that you'll definitely feel at the pump. Alongside this, you'll feel a frustrating lack of urgency from the gas pedal. You press down, expecting the car to leap forward, but instead there's a delay, a hesitation. It feels like the car has to think for a second before it decides to accelerate. This is because the engine's computer is confused. It isn't getting accurate airflow data, so it can't deliver the right amount of fuel at the right time. This lag is not only annoying in daily driving, but can be genuinely dangerous when you need a burst of speed to merge or pass safely. Let's talk about the more subtle but equally maddening signs, the stumbles and stalls. Does your engine's idle speed bounce up and down for no reason? You're sitting at a red light and the tachometer needle is dancing around, making the whole car vibrate slightly? Or even worse, the engine just quits on you out of nowhere. This erratic behavior, especially at low engine speeds like idling, is a classic sign of a MAF sensor on its way out. The air-fuel mixture is so crucial at idle, and any instability in the MAF sensor's reading will be immediately obvious. The computer tries to adjust, but it's working with bad information, leading to that unstable idle, a rough or shaky feeling, and in some cases, stalling completely. Another telltale sign is a distinct hesitation or stumble right when you give it a little gas from a stop. The engine seems to bog down for a split second before it catches and goes. This is all happening because that delicate air and fuel dance has been thrown into chaos by one faulty sensor. Of course, there's the universal signal that something is wrong, the check engine light. That little yellow engine icon on your dashboard is your car's way of crying for help. While it can mean 1,000 different things, a failing MAF sensor will often trigger it. When the engine's computer detects that the signal from the MAF sensor is irrational, out of its expected range, or completely absent, it logs a diagnostic trouble code, or DTC, and illuminates the light. If you have access to a basic OBD2 scanner, you can pull these codes yourself. Look for codes like P0010, which indicates a circuit malfunction, P00 P0101, which means the sensor's reading is out of the expected range, P0102 for a low signal, or P0103 for a high signal. Seeing any of these codes points a very strong finger directly at your MAF sensor. Don't just clear the code and hope it goes away. If it comes back, your car is telling you there's a real problem that needs your attention. So, you've got the symptoms, you suspect the MAF. What now? Before you rush out to buy a new part, there are two incredibly simple tests you can do. First, the unplug test. With the engine idling, carefully unplug the electrical connector from the MAF sensor. If the engine's idle immediately smooths out and stabilizes, you've almost certainly found your culprit. The engine has switched to a default, pre-programmed map and is running better without the sensor's bad data than with it. Second, the tap test. With the engine running, use the plastic handle of a screwdriver to give the body of the MAF sensor a few firm taps. If tapping it causes the engine to stumble, stall, or change its idle, it indicates a loose connection or a failing component inside the sensor. If these tests point to a problem, your first step should be cleaning, not replacing. You can buy a dedicated MAF sensor cleaner spray from any auto parts store, carefully remove the sensor, it's usually held in by just 2 screws, and spray the delicate wire or plate elements from about 15 centimeters away. Never touch them with anything. Let it air dry completely for at least 20 minutes before reinstalling it. Often a simple cleaning is all it takes. If that doesn't work, then it's time to replace it. A new aftermarket sensor might cost around $60, while an original equipment part could be between $100 and $150. For some luxury cars, the price can climb to $240 or even $300. But considering the fuel you'll save and the catastrophic damage you'll prevent, it's one of the most cost-effective repairs you can make.